Now I have numerous slips from folks from Venice who are here about the Venice waivers. What I'm going to do is call David Ewing, and I will give you 3 minutes, and I will call the other names, and if you need to speak additional to Mr. Ewing, I will have you come back at the end of the day as well.
Good morning, Chair Zimmer and Commissioners. My name is David Ewing. I'm here with, oh, and by the way, I had another card attached to mine because I do have a longer presentation. I'm here with other Venice residents to frankly beg you, please don't condemn our unique coastal community to death by 1,000 waivers. We understand the Commission's desire to expedite limited, minimal issues, but in this case, the question of community character is not a minimal one. At your hearing last June in this same room, you unanimously recognized Venice as a special community with unique characteristics. We rejoiced when you spoke of the Venice vibe and the need to keep the Venice coastal zone accessible to a broader public. That also makes it worthy of protection from undue development impacts under Section 30253E of the Coastal Act. However, last month's hearing produced a troubling interchange in response to a Venice community member who asked you to consider the cumulative impacts of de minimis waivers being granted without hearings. Commissioner Zimmer sensibly asked if there was a recognized threshold for cumulative impacts. Staff informed her that Venice was already, quote, too far down the road, unquote, for cumulative impacts to be worth considering. I can't think of a more forceful, if backhanded, way of confirming that, yes, we certainly have reached the cumulative impacts threshold. However, the characterization of those impacts and their context was off the mark. What is at stake is not, quote, protecting quaint little bungalows, unquote, from modern neighbors, although there are such that should be preserved. It's always been about diversity and scale. It's about fostering the very eclecticism that staff thought was the threat. That's not the threat. That's what we treasure. What's at stake is keeping Venice personal and vital. With just over 1% of the city's population, Venice has had around 15% of the city's permit applications over the past couple of years. And it went up to 19% a couple of months ago. One major problem is the removal of affordable housing in the historically black Oakwood area, where families have lived since coming to build Venice for Abbot Kinney 100 years ago. This is the epicenter of the current building boom. The Oakwood community is literally being dismantled and reconstructed as an enclave for the privileged. Section 30116F of the Coastal Act says areas that provide existing coastal housing or recreational opportunities for low and moderate income persons are sensitive coastal resource areas.
Your time is up, Mr. Ewing.
I'm sorry?
Your time is up, Mr. Ewing.
I had another card attached.
Mr. Ewing, I told you I would give you 3 minutes.
Okay.
We have numerous speaker slips. I'm going to call the other names that have submitted on this topic, and if you wish, you can have them come back at the end of the day. Thank you
very much.
All right, so the others who were interested in the Venice exemption issue were Lisa Green, Jonathan Kaplan, Kent Minot, Hillary Adun, Georgia Tunioli, for Alicia Silverstone, Mugum Asganian, Eric Garvey, Ilana Morosi, Peggy Lee Kennedy, Barbara Peck, Tyrus Wilson, Repe Kraus, and Charlotte Purin. Thank you. We have a couple of more minutes, and so I'm going to call on one more person who is not associated with these. I'm sorry, there are a couple more Venice speaker slips here. Lydia Ponce, Yvonne Guzman, and I'm going to call now on Penny Aaliyah.